Hey guys, this is SnackDeck8, and welcome to the finale of Let's Play Metroid Prime. We've come here, we defeated Ridley, we got past the Chozo seal, all the way through the impact crater. All that's left to do is walk through this door. And hanging from the ceiling, it is... Oh! It's a giant demon crab, baby! Otherwise known as... Can we scan? Can we scan the demon crab, baby? Come on back, crab baby. Let me give you a scan. All of what we've done so far has led up to this. This creature is Metroid Prime. It is a highly evolved phazon-producing life form, so it is not infused with phazon, it actually creates it. The aberration known as Metroid Prime is the source of phazon, making it immensely powerful. A genetic flaw makes it susceptible to certain weapons for brief periods. Only its head is truly vulnerable to other attacks. Truly vulnerable. Other attacks are a nuisance. Offensively, Metroid Prime has a number of natural and mechanical weapons at its disposal. These include ultra-frigid breath, multi-missiles, snare beams, and particle wave projectors. Its massive strength and barbed carapace make it lethal in melee combat. Recommend maximum firepower when engaging this enemy. And you can see it's got like that face there that looks less like a baby in the scan art, but I always thought it was a little bit silly. Metroid Prime kind of looks like a baby inside a spider. But this boss is no joke. As you would expect, it is Metroid Prime. Now, like the scan data sort of suggested, Metroid Prime works a little bit like the Pirate Troopers and a little bit like the Fission Metroids in that it's only vulnerable to the color that it displays. And to be honest, I think since there's so much of this in the game, like, this is an awesome final boss, and one of my favorite final bosses in any game, especially when you get to the later parts of it, but I think sort of towards the end of this game it starts to rely a little too much on the color thing. And we already saw Pirate Troopers, we already saw Fission Metroids, and now the final boss is like, it totally like telegraphs kind of its weakness, and it's still tough if you don't know what you're doing, especially, but I don't know. I love its design, I love the way it looks, but the way that you defeat it I think is kinda not that cool. But whatever, it's Metroid Prime, it doesn't matter, I don't care, this is the best game ever. So one kinda not that cool part of the final boss is acceptable to me. So this guy has 4 different forms. As you would assume, we've only seen 2, which is the yellow and the purple one, but he also has a red and a white. And each form sort of has different kinds of attacks. Each one has that beam that he's using right now, so they all have a beam. This wave forms is actually the worst because it stops you from targeting for a second. But they all have sort of like a big damaging beam attack, kind of like that. They all also have sort of a bubble type attack. That is not it. But yeah, they all sort of have a bubble attack too, which you can actually target and shoot down from up in the air. I think we've seen those already. You probably did see. I think they appeared when I was fighting the yellow version. But he has that, and each one of them also has sort of a spread shot attack like this. Interestingly, you can take like acid damage from this one. As you can see here, we go over to it, and you can it's like killing a puffer or something. I think this guy's beam in this ice form can actually freeze you. Yep, just like that. So we don't want to do that. The ice version of Metroid Prime is actually the quickest to defeat. All you have to do is use an ice spreader shot on it just once, and it will completely end that phase. So periodically, once you've dealt enough damage onto Metroid Prime, he'll dig down to a deeper layer of the impact core, and so you keep having to like chase him after this. Also, once you've sort of like gotten him out of one form, oh, this is a nasty attack too. He kind of like reels you in, but we're gonna super missile and get out of there. I think. Come on, don't stop what you're doing. Here we go. Yeah, once you've sort of stunned him like this, he'll charge across, and that way, or that means you want to get in those little gaps on the floor. I think the middle one will harm you anyway, because he's got that big, like, back claw. So I always go to the ones on the left. Here are the little orbs I was talking about. If for some reason you run out of missiles or health in this battle, well, you run out of health, you die. But if you run low on health, you can actually shoot those out of the sky, like I failed to do there, and they'll give you pickup drops. So yeah, I think that's all that there is to explain about Metroid Prime. We still haven't seen the red form yet. Is he gonna do that? No, he's not. I'm sure we'll see it by the end of the battle, though. This is a pretty long fight. I guess my recommendations are, what is it? Charge shots are good for the wave beam only. All the other ones, I like to use the beam combos. The Wave Buster is too expensive, and it takes a long time to kill him, I think, in this form, so I never really use it. But Super Missiles, of course, and then the Ice Spreader actually gets some cool usage in this fight, because it can totally end his ice phase. And then, here we got Plasma. I think the Flamethrower is pretty good on this guy, too. Let's use that on him. I think, let's see. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm mistaken. Alright, well, I think Charge Shots might actually be better. This, eventually he'll start to do, like, multiple times of a certain attack. Like, he'll do those beams, like, 3 in a row in quick succession. And that is actually pretty hard to dodge. Like, this guy's no pushover, especially if you're playing, again, on a harder difficulty. And I wish I were, and I'm sorry about that, guys. But yeah, chase him back down. So I guess something I think is interesting is that I know I made a point to mention that pirate data where you... Hold on for a second, actually. Alright, sorry about that. I know I mentioned that pirate data where it says 2 different things in different versions where they found Metroid Prime or they couldn't get in. I think it makes much more sense that the pirates discovered Metroid Prime, because that would, like, in that one it says that it assimilated their weapons and stuff, and if they have the technology to copy beam powers, it would make sense that Metroid Prime would have it too. I don't understand how the other version, the one that says they were never able to get into the impact crater, really makes sense when it applies to this boss. But it does make more sense when you figure that how did they get past the barrier? I don't know. Little inconsistency in the story, but the story isn't really the main part of this game, so I don't know, I'll let it slide. Plus, it's just a game. It's like, this is a cool final boss, just let it be a cool final boss, you don't have to explain it. Alright, and we're getting close sort of to taking him down. Ice Spreader, work your magic. I think it's so cool that the least effective weapon in the entire game, like, has this effect on the final boss. I do enjoy that quite. Power Beam form. This is, I guess, I think this form and the ice one definitely are the 2 ones that you want to see the most of. Plasma and Wave take a little bit longer. Especially Wave. I really, like, that one makes it take forever. But this is totally a cool, like, awesome final boss, so taking a long time isn't a bad thing, because we want to savor it. So I think he's finally getting to the point where he'll get to a sort of final stage of this form. Spoilers, I guess. But you probably don't know what I'm talking about yet if you haven't played this. Well, maybe he's not at it yet. Let's shoot these things down. Yeah, alright, so at this form, he'll pretty rapidly start changing through his different phases, and it can get kind of difficult, but as I explain that, we kill him. If you're playing on a harder difficulty, again, where he is more, it takes more hits to kill him, he has more, I guess, life. It can get pretty hard, actually, to pinpoint some shots on him, because he'll change and you'll be like, maybe you'll be firing a super missile or something. I don't know. He slunk down into this little abyss, though, and we're gonna follow him. And what do we have down here? Looks like there's the carapace, and there's something coming out of it. And yeah, if you didn't think Metroid Prime looked very much like a Metroid, I think you definitely can see the resemblance now. I think this phase looks a lot more Metroid-like. So let's scan it, because this is a new creature. Well, it is Metroid Prime, but it's a new form of him, and it counts for a scan. So the core essence of Metroid Prime. Scan indicates that the phazon energy form of Metroid Prime is invulnerable to all conventional weapons. Only attacks from a phazon-fused arm cannon will damage it. It generates pools of phazon when it attacks. Use these to fuel your suit's phazon weapon system. The entity can also spawn Metroids to assist it in battle, rendering itself invisible when it does so. So yeah, I guess that sorta kinda tells you how to beat this guy. But like the what am I trying to say? Like the scan info says, he is invulnerable to every weapon in Samus's possession currently. He sort of has just a couple attacks. He has that shockwave one that you have to jump over. If you get too close to Metroid Prime in this form, it will sort of lunge out and attack you. After he drops this little pool of phazon, he will disappear, and you have to either use the X-ray visor or the heat visor to get him. But once you're in here, you see it says hyper mode, and we can actually blast away at him with the phazon. We don't even have to press A, we can just hold it, and then he'll disappear again. That was not a very good cycle of that. So let's see, where is he? Oh, there he is. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, sometimes he'll appear in thermal form, sometimes he'll appear in X-ray form. I don't know how that works, but I guess he's like all-powerful, kind of. And yeah. So when I said before that you could completely skip the phazon suit, I kind of answered my own question on whether you can or not. You can, because you don't need it to get the final artifact. However, you can't defeat Metroid Prime without the phazon suit, because you can't fire the phazon beam any other way. And that's the only thing he's weak to. So, like I said, it's sort of... Where are his pools? Sort of the part in this that makes it story relevant is that you can get through all of the game except for this sort of final boss battle without the phazon suit. That's what I think. Where are you? Ugh, you're giving me trouble because I'm trying to talk. But I think I'm done saying what I want to say about this. So let's start taking him out. And you can see I really like that I got the chance to show what hyper mode looks like from the normal visor, because it's so cool. And if you've played Metroid Prime 3, you'll know that it actually makes a return in that game. And there we go, that's some good damage on him. I think you can actually get this fight in like one cycle. Some people can, but it's pretty difficult. I've seen it done before, I don't know how to do it. And we don't want to. We want to savor this moment, because this game is like over. Is he in X-ray mode? Yeah, he is. I love the music for this battle. It's so good. It's got like the regular... it's got like the Metroid Prime sort of theme, like... But it's just arranged in such an awesome, amazing way. And come on, guy! You're tossing me around. As you could have seen there, once this fight sort of gets underway, he'll actually start spawning Metroids, similar to sort of how the Omega Pirate does it, but definitely, I think, a little more dangerous. Where is your pool? It's over there. I keep losing track of it, and now it's gone. That is one irritating thing. I gotta keep my eye on him more. Alright, so he's making one. Metroids, they look like normal ones. I'm gonna take the chance that they are. They are. But where's Metroid Prime? Where is he? Where are you? Metroid Prime! Are you above me? Why do you keep being above me? It's kind of really annoying. Alright, you die. Here's the pool. Is he in? Where is he? Oh, he was not visible. Is he visible the normal way? Where is he? Oh, yeah, he is. There he is. Alright, got him. I'm doing kind of bad at this fight. This is kind of getting close to the wire. If we keep sucking, this could be pretty close. I don't know. Alright, where are you? On what plane of existence do you exist? There you are. It's pretty hard to dodge that attack, too, because it travels really fast, that shockwave one. Alright, and let's see. I didn't dodge it. Jump. There we go, Samus. Alright. Come on, big guy. Put the phazon down. I think it is pretty cool that this guy's weak to sort of his own stuff, his own juice. I guess I sort of said it earlier, but just to clear up any confusion that you guys might have, Metroid Prime really is a Metroid. It's just one that was, I believe, a Metroid that somehow found its way into this sort of really phazon-infested impact crater and kind of just mutated, like, rampantly. I believe there's a Chozo lore that actually says a little bit about that. Can't remember which one, though. Where is he? Oh, there he is! Ah! Get him! Get him! Get him in his ugly, squid-ass face. Alright. Alright, I'm getting my groove on now. What plane are you on? You're on heat. There you are. It can be disorienting, too, because he switches around and he does it fast, so you never know if you're not looking at him or if he really is, like, hanging out right there and you just aren't using the right visor. I do like that they incorporated the visors into this final battle, though. And it sort of makes sense, I guess. If somehow he can change himself to be only detected by heat signatures or by, I don't know, whatever you would say for X-ray. Are you... There you are. Okay. Yeah, definitely an awesome final boss. I love it. And as you can see there, he used Hunter Metroids, which means that he can spawn more than one type. And you guessed it, this guy can spawn Fission Metroids too, which is not fun. So, usually I like to avoid the Metroids in this fight, but I'm kind of scared that I'm getting low on health. I mean, I'm not really, but a little. So, maybe I should have kept hold of my power bombs. I don't know. Luckily we switched right to the right form there. He's got little bubbles like floating around him. Do you guys see that? Does he always have those? I don't know if he does. I like the look of this form because it's all skeletal. It's all cool. Yeah. Alright. Leg your pools. I think this last... If we can get a good round off on him on this last attack, then we got this guy. This puppy's done. So we just keep watching him. And then I think after he lays the phazon pools, he'll disappear into a different sort of dimension. So... I guess maybe I forgot a little bit about how this fight goes. It has been a long time since I fought Metroid Prime. Alright, so you're making it. There's Metroids. They are fission, but we're not going to bother with them. Or do we have a... Yeah, alright, good, we have power bombs. I guess it's good, we picked some up, right? And where are you? Are you in thermal? I think you're in thermal. Beastie, there you are. And... That's it! Yeah! Metroid Prime defeated! And he spazzes out in a crazy, trippy way. But we got him! Oh yes. And he sort of becomes this core thing. It looks a lot like the things from Metroid Fusion, which is actually a little misleading, but there's no relation. But no, he's pulling us in! Oh no! Samus, get out of there! Samus, run! What's this? Looks like he pulled the phazon suit off, and now he's exploding. Wouldn't be a good Metroid game without an explosion at the end. Samus, run! Crater collapse imminent. Evacuate immediately. And it definitely looks like the impact crater has been destroyed. So, we avenged the Chozo, we destroyed Metroid Prime, and we sort of saved Tallon IV, but it's too late, I guess. No one's left here alive. And there's Samus's face. I think you actually don't get to see this scene unless you get 100%. Or maybe it's 50% that gets you this, but it's nice. I don't know. I think she looks good in this game. I don't like her new look in like Other M. I don't know. She looks way more natural. She doesn't have that like bleached blonde hair or like the yellow blonde hair. I don't know. I really like what you see of that tiny glimpse of Metroid Prime Samus, and that is the end of the game. And this is the staff credits, and this LP is over, and we can go fast through it, I guess, or we can like slow it down. I didn't know you could do this. Oh man, what do I say? I'm really excited that this project, like, I'm sad to see this go, but at the same time, I feel like this sort of marks, or is sort of marking like my return almost to Let's Plays. I know I've been back for a while and I've been making Final Fantasy for a long time, but this is one of the series that I was doing when I sort of stopped wanting to make these videos, and it's just really makes me feel good that I'm proud of sort of how the last couple episodes have gone and how sort of this LP in general has gone. Of course, this is my favorite game, so I'm not gonna be satisfied, I think, completely with any LP I could do of this. I could probably play it again right now and say entirely different things and have it be a completely like different project commentary wise and still have just as much fun because I just love this game so much. And we're gonna keep going up here a little bit because I want to keep talking because I'm getting sentimental. But yeah, I'm happy with how this project went, and I hope you guys enjoyed it because I don't know. Like I said, I guess this LP, I sort of realized halfway through that it was never really going to be perfect, and I couldn't really live up to the perfection of this because it's my favorite game, and I want the LP to like be my best LP. But I've sort of accepted that that's okay, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I really enjoyed playing this game for you guys. I hope if someone hasn't seen this game yet and is watching this, like if you've never played this and you're watching, or if you're just someone down the line who is interested in this game and hasn't played it, like whoever I'm talking to right now, I really hope that you can get your hands on it someday. I think this is the best GameCube game, hands down. One of Nintendo's bests. I think this game is a masterpiece. It's the best of Retro's stellar lineup, and they have made some incredible games outside of Metroid Prime. But I think this is the best Retro game, the best GameCube game, my favorite game ever, and just one of the best games ever made. And there's some awesome music playing that I would totally recommend you guys look up because I talked over it. But this is sort of the Metroid Prime theme. So cool. You can see there's Iwata and Miyamoto. They produced it, and they were very involved in sort of overseeing the project, like I said before. Speaking of themes, there's Kenji Yamamoto. He did the soundtrack to this game. He also did the soundtrack to Super Metroid, and I believe he worked on the other two Prime games as well. So, huge props to that guy. Yeah, he definitely knows how to make music, seeing as how I'm sort of obsessed with the soundtrack to this game. It's so good. And so I guess we're going to be swimming here through our little Metroid. Sort of, I guess, I always interpreted that as sort of like what... Because the intro of the game is like this too, and it looks like you're inside a little Metroid nucleus or whatever. So I sort of, like, that's sort of what this is to me. But it also looks like blood cells or something, I don't know. I thought these credits were going to be shorter. When I saw special thanks coming up, I was like, oh, we're almost done, I gotta slow it down so I can get my little sap speech in. But Retro oh man. Special thanks from Retro to Gunpei Yokoi. He created Metroid and he died in 1997 in a car crash. And that's... I think other than Miyamoto, he was the most talented developer at Nintendo. And definitely, I'm very thankful, I guess, as every Metroid fan surely is, that he created this awesome series, which is my favorite series of all time, and this is my favorite game. One other thing I did want to say, I'm going to stall the credits again, is that as far as Metroid Prime 2 goes, I said I wanted to do the entire series in chronological order. I've sort of decided against that now. I definitely would like to do the rest of the Prime games, Super Metroid, Fusion, at some point in the future, but you probably won't see those next. I actually am feeling that I want to before I handle another one of these Prime games, which are graphically so stellar and still hold up today so well, I want to actually get myself better capture equipment. One of the things I was sort of disappointed about in this project is that it wasn't, like, it was a little fuzzy, and that's just what I have to deal with right now. And I think that's okay for, like, Final Fantasy VII. It's not as bad. But it really bugged me that this game wasn't, like, viewable to you guys in, like, super clear quality. And I think I sort of got a little bit... That was sort of the reason I got a little discouraged about it anyway. Though, like I said before, I'm really happy how this LP turned out, and I hope you guys are too. But yeah, before I tackle any other Metroid games, I think I'm going to take a break first, and I'm going to try to find a way to make these look better for you guys. So, definitely, Prime 2, Prime 3, Super Fusion, all of those will be possible in the future. And I'd say they're likely as LPs. And we got Samus jetting off into space, like always. Alright, so there it is, our little... Oh, I love the music here. It's sort of like your mission final complete for all Metroid games. But I like how they sort of included this. You can see Samus again there without her helmet on. I don't know, I think she looks like real in this one. She looks stupid in the new games. She just looks like fake and like bad looking. I don't know. But yeah, percentage complete is 100, and it took us 9.5 hours to beat this, which is okay. Hard mode active, I wish I could have been playing on that, but what are you gonna do? Guys, just gonna press A to continue, and there's one last thing we haven't seen yet. As far as what that cutscene is, I will leave that up to your own interpretation if you haven't played these games. If you have, I'm sure you know. But if you haven't, maybe you could stay tuned for an LP that will come sometime in the future. And that is the end of Let's Play Metroid Prime for now. We probably will have a bonus video of me showing off some of the galleries and some stuff like that, but that will be next time. Till then, guys, thanks so much for watching. I always appreciate all the support I get from you, and you really help make this fun for me. Until the next project, video, whatever comes next, I've been Snack Attack 8. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Later.